Peace, 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 peace. Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? It's your boy Cool One representing from upstate2u.com. And today, you know how it is, man. You know I gotta come through, talk to my people, see what's up, see what's going on. Everybody make sure they hurry up and come in and get in here. Because we're gonna do this. We're gonna run through this and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be enlightened and the information that we finna get today, you're gonna be thankful and everything gonna be lovely. You know what I'm saying? Now, as y'all know, lately I've been trying to put a few pieces together for people that probably know or don't know which steps to take in order to change things in their community. You know, last week I did a little build, me and the fellas, about the city council and all the members and who to get in touch with for your side of the town or the city in here. You know what I'm saying? But today, I got a guest that's gonna explain another level of this because it's different branches of government on the pyramid of who we have to deal with. But when things have to happen, and it's gonna be some voting happening soon this year in a couple of months, and we're gonna have to get on top of this. You know what I'm saying? So today, my guest, a good guy, you know what I'm saying? He was happy to do it. I said, yo, my man, I'm doing this project and I need you to come through. He was like, you know what? I come through. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it a little bit. And he was like, sign me up. I'm with it. I don't run. So I was like, you here. Come on in.
So what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
How you doing, my man?
All right, all right, all right. I'm great, I'm great. How you, bro?
Awesome, awesome. So to everybody out there, we have the one and only future assemblyman. I'll say future because I know you're gonna win. You
That's
know,
right.
you got my man James. Is it Schuler? How you explain it?
Sure, that's it. That's it. You said it right.
All right, all right. I got my man James Schuler. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, man. How you feeling today?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting this information out there to the people. Because, yeah, as you know, we need this information, man. Because there's a whole lot of other stuff going on in the hoods, and
Right,
we got to make some changes for ourselves.
right. Last week I was doing the I had a list of all nine of the councilmen, but I showed them first. I showed them the four of the northeast, the southwest, and the east and the south, and show them who they need to get with for their neighborhoods and things for the city. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I know you running for the assemblyman in the 130th district. Explain where is that? Where's the 130th district?
All right. All right. First off, it's the sad part about it for the hood is not in the city. It's all of Webster. And if you got a Webster address, it's all of you and anybody in Wayne County has a Wayne County address. It don't matter what town you in. It's just if your mailing address is Wayne County or Webster, you 130th district.
That's cool with us. We need
It's
the
just that simple.
information.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course. Listen, but the one reason why I definitely want to come to your show, man, is because I'm of the belief that we are connected.
That's a
We
fact.
are connected. I mean, we're not that divided up where the city's a city and y'all don't have no reach out here, but we don't have no reach in there. What we do out here, what y'all do there, we affect each other because we basically neighbors. Our two counties join each other.
All right.
Yeah,
That's what's up. So before we go on, explain your background. Introduce the people. Introduce yourself to the people. Give them your story, because then I'm gonna go into the assemblymen and what they do and all of that. You know what I'm saying? First, let them know who you are.
all right. Well, as you know my name. I said that already, James Schuler. Where am I from though? I'm from Central Florida. I'm born in Polk County, Haines City. I was born in Bartow, lived in Haines City, Davenport. Family came to New York many years ago. Just like a lot of us, just like a lot of black folks in this area, we came picking fruit. We came picking apples on the farms out in Sodas and Ontario off 104. And then we stayed around here. We did what we had to do. We moved back and forth, went back and forth, Florida, New York, like most of us did. Then fast forward a little bit. My father moved to Rochester. We moved over on Hurdle Street. Lived on Hurdle Street for a little while. But first we lived on Dudley. We lived on
Okay.
Dudley Street for a little while. And then my mom and dad, they moved on. They got a house over on Thomas Street. We moved over there. Then we lived on Clifford Ave. So we moved around the city for a minute. But I stayed. I kept coming back out here to Wayne County. Or something about Wayne County. I just got stuck out here, and I'll go back and forth to the city out here. And over a period of time, this thing showed up called crack.
Okay.
You know,
Sure
and
did.
yeah, we all got caught up. We left the apples. We stopped picking apples and stopped picking fruit. We started picking stones.
Okay.
I ran on Cuba Place for a little while over there doing a little crazy stuff in the city. I lived over on Brown Street and lived over there. I tuned my I like to say I tuned my skills of craziness running the streets of Rochester.
Oh,
Then
all
I
right.
then when I got then when the streets of Rochester did what it did, I said, oh, you know what, I got to get out of here. And I went back. I came back out here, and things kept going the way it was. My education wasn't the greatest. I wasn't really paying attention in school. I got expelled from school, and then I end up in prison.
Mm.
I ended up doing 10 to 20. And when I started doing it, I always tell that story, tell it like that, because I want to make sure everybody understand that I was on the streets. I was doing just like most of us doing. I was I'm regular, what cats would call a hood dude. I was doing the same thing all else was doing.
Right. That's a
I
fact.
got caught up, did a bid, but the difference is when I was doing my bid, I lost so much.
Mm.
I lost everything that I had. I was living life nice, but then when I got out, then when I went to penitentiary, I lost everything. My family, my kids, everything. I had nothing. I was in there just like no. I went from having it all to being up in there like a normal old dude that ain't have nothing. Got to ask for a rollie,
Mm.
and it was crazy. So I said, you know what? I got hooked up with some dudes, and they introduced me to history because out here, contrary to popular belief, out here where I'm at, there's not a whole lot of history. There's not a whole lot of knowing about who you are out here. So there's a lot of people that where I lived at and I grew up out here, and even the same way in Florida, we really didn't have that political background. We picked apples. We worked for white people, and
Right.
that's just
Right.
what it was. And we didn't have that education to tell us about culture, identity. But when I got in the pen, I was like rushed with all that, and I was
Mm.
amazed. I was amazed. I was taught about this thing called a real struggle. I learned the real hustle, and in that process, I learned about politics. I learned about government. I learned how all this worked. I was with a lot of brothers who were down for forever from the struggle. And
Right.
I was in the circles of those type of brothers. I was in the law libraries. I was focusing on trying to make things better, and I learned the importance of community and the importance of each other and the importance of brotherhood. And I just kept moving from that point on, and kept studying and studying and studying. I don't know what was happening. For some reason, sometimes I say this is the path that God put me on,
Wrote.
because I don't know why, but I'm in the pen, and I learned that you can write a letter to the government, and they'll send you whatever you ask them for that they got. So I was sitting in the penitentiary and I'm reading state budgets,
Mm.
the New York state budget of getting it sent to me. I don't know why, it just interested me. I learned how to read that. I started reading about different laws and different rules and paying attention to how law. I'm going to the law library and I'm learning about the laws, but then I'm also writing the legislators and the senators and I'm learning how they become a law. And I started looking at the system like, yo, you know what? This thing is stacked against us.
Right.
It's stacked against us. It's really hard for us to maneuver through the system, because as I'm learning about the laws, I'm learning that the laws, the way they're written and the way they're applied, is two complete different things.
Explain
So
that. I like that. I like that. What you just said. The way
I
they
mean,
written and the way they're applied is two different things, right?
right, right. What I mean by that is real simple. All laws, they have one little loophole in it. The officer has a discretion. I mean, the law, the way the law is practiced is put out there like this is the way it's got to be. The speed limit is 35. You was doing 37. We got to stop you. You was walking down the street and you had an open beer. I got to take you downtown. You got caught with this, or you got caught with that. Regardless of where you was at, I got to do this. That's the way the law is talked about. But the reality of it is, it's got a whole lot of discretion. There's a lot of stuff they don't have to do. There's a lot of stuff they don't have to do. There's a lot of stuff that they got to do, but then there's the majority of stuff they don't have to do. They have discretion on how they do things. So, but when it comes to us, it was no discretion. What I learned though, living out where I lived at, man, yes, it is a discretion. I know people personally who done got drunk, and because of their position that they hold, they didn't get in any trouble by the police, and all the leaders and all the legislators and all those people are there with them, and they pull up dead drunk, and nothing happened. And nothing happened to them.
Right.
You see, I'm seeing this stuff. I'm seeing this stuff when I got out, but when I'm on the inside, I'm reading about this stuff. I'm like, nah, this stuff can't be real. But I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm getting with brothers that's been down for long times. I'm walking the yard with brothers with actual Black Panthers. I'm not reading about Black Panthers. I'm actually walking with Black Panthers.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm actually sitting down and eating potato chips with brothers who was in the struggles, who was down, who know Stokely Carmichael. You know, I know brothers who was with Eldridge Cleaver. So I'm learning this stuff. I'm like, wow, this is deep. And one day I'm walking the yard. And this is all part of how I got to where I'm at this very day. One day I'm walking the yard with one of the brothers who's been down for, he just got out of the penitentiary after doing 50 years. And me and him, we walk in the yard, we talking, and I find myself just tearing up. I'm just mad emotional. And it dawned on me at that moment. I told him, he said, what's wrong with you? Well, you better straighten it up. You know where you at? I'm in Auburn. I walk to the yard in Auburn. I'm just dripping. And he said, you know what? He said, what's happening, man? What's wrong with you? I said, yo, I just realized that I'm in here for what I'm in here for. And you in here fighting to keep me from getting what I was fighting to get. He's the Black Panther. He was fighting for opportunities for Black people like me.
Right.
And here I am later in his life. I'm walking the yard with him for selling dope.
Right.
And he in there fighting to make sure we didn't have to do those type of things. And I felt embarrassed. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna learn, so I'm gonna do something different here. And at that moment, I started really, really embracing this whole idea of understanding how this thing called government works, how this thing called making laws work, how this thing called protecting our children and education and so forth and so on. I've started focusing all my energy. I didn't ask for sneakers. I didn't ask for shirts. I didn't ask for shoes. I asked for books. Anytime I got some money, I bought me some books, and I was devouring them. And I was devouring them, and I was reading, and I was learning, and I'm moving, and I'm getting the funny thing about it, while all this is happening, I'm constantly catching slugs in the pen. The police is constantly writing me up.
Wow.
They constantly slaying me. I got a year and a half in the box for a book.
What kind of book was that?
It was explaining the history of some Black Panthers, some political prisoners, and all that type of stuff.
They're trying to teach you a lesson.
Right, but it also had some history of like Bloods and Crips and how all that was going on and what that was all about in the original. And because I was educating young cats on how they shouldn't be, and that ain't what they wanted. I was helping cats helping cats learn how to defend themselves. So somebody say down there, yeah. So it's like I'm doing this work. I'm learning. I'm seeing this. The people, they look at me like, oh, he's a good one. But what they don't realize is, no, I'm learning this stuff. As soon as I get the opportunity, I'm gonna show you that I'm not doing this for the system. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for my people.
Right.
So I learned more and more and more. And then when it got time for me to get to the parole board, I hit the parole board with my reason for wanting to get out, come home, is I want to steal as many babies as I could from the system. I want to stop our babies from entering the system. I said that's my long-term goal. My short-term goal was just get out of here, don't violate, and don't put myself in a situation where you see me again on this side of the table. And I got out. I made it. I came home. I got out. I got off parole 2 years later, and then I started working in the organization. And a lot of brothers say, you can't when you get out of pen, you can't do this and you can't do that. I refuse to take that as an answer. I
Right.
refuse to say what I can't. So here I got 10 years in the pen. I'm coming home. I do 2 years on the streets. I get off parole. Another year, I get a job working in an organization called Youth Advocate Programs, where I'm going in. I'm working with kids in industry. I'm going in industry and getting kids out now. I'm actually
Mm.
going in industry. I'm bringing kids home. I get hired to work the streets of Rochester. So I'm running the streets of Rochester. I'm helping kids in Rochester. I'm doing what we do. I got tons of shorties over there working with, bringing them home, getting them out of industry, trying to help them make differences in their life. And I keep running into the same wall I ran into when I was in the pen. What I ran into was the system again. The system was doing it. They was acting like they had to do this and they had to do that when I know they had discretion. No, you
Mm.
don't have to do shorty like that. You don't have to treat shorty like this. You can help mom. You can give mom a pass on this one. You ain't got, just because she did that, you ain't got to hold up, because there's a little bit of a reason why she did that.
Right.
It might not seem fair, but it really was. It might not seem right, but it was a reason. I might not want to accept it, but that was mama's world. So I'm working, I'm learning this, and I'm moving through the system. And then I come back out here in Wayne County. I'm starting to work and do the thing, and I'm moving up through the ranks as this is happening. I'm no longer a frontline advocate. I'm a intensive family coordinator. I'm working with families and kids and so forth. I'm working I got like 400 kids that I don't work with on my caseload at that time.
Mm. I saw when I was watching your videos and stuff, you even did some things like with the court thing that you had the
Yeah,
kids going through to try to make a solution instead of showing them the penalty early. You try to uh break it down to them and show them where they was wrong and ask them how should they handle fixing their life and things like that. What was that about? What was
yeah.
that when you
I,
were dealing with the
I
kids?
actually, you talk. I created what they call a youth council. It's like a youth
That,
court. It's like a youth
yeah,
court.
that the youth court.
Yeah, what I did was I worked with our community, the leadership. I had the probation department and a couple of mayors and the chiefs of police and everything, and I got them to release the sanctioning part when some kids commit crimes or whatever. Instead of sending them to court or to detention or putting them on probation, give them to us. I got a group of 12 young people, eighth graders, mind you, 12 eighth graders, sharp cats, some sharp kids, boys and girls, mostly girls. But I got them in this group, and what they do is they question the kids. They question the kids about what happened. They go through the whole scenario, and they figure out what caused the problem, and where was the kid thinking at. And because there's other kids and they talking to each other, it's a whole lot easier for them to be honest. And so
Mm,
at the end of the day, the goal is for the kids to help the kids who commit the crimes to understand what they did and give them a sanction that helps them see that, rather than punish them. It gives them a sanction that helps them. Like some kids got to write essays, some kids got to work on the panel. There's all types of different things that they got to do that's not punitive. And it comes, and I have no voice in the whole process. I created the process, I handed it off to the kids, and they just do it.
that's
They
nice.
just do it. In fact, we're getting ready to do a trip to a college out here in a couple of weeks. When that's the
Nice.
type of things I do. I brought kids to Albany, met legislators, state ed. We've been. I got kids that I got kids that I work with. They done got up on the stage and rap with the assistant commissioner of New York State Education. They got up there making and was rhyming with him. We've been. I brought children to the assembly where they got where we was brought down on the floor and actually they stopped the budget debate and let us come in. So I've done a whole lot of stuff like that. And then in the process of doing this, again, all this work, I created a festival out here in Wayne County. I created what's called Wayne County Unity Festival, where we get vendors, crafters, nonprofit organizations, the leadership, everybody come out. It's all about promoting the unity of the community and everything like that. Even with all that, I'm still running to the same wall I was running to in the penitentiary. They act like they don't have to do this. They act like they don't have to do this. Then they blame, and then the stuff get blamed. I'm looking at it and I'm telling you, this is why it's happening. This is what's going on, and you still
Right.
handling it the same way you were handling everything else.
Mm,
And so I'm listening to the people, and I'm seeing. I say, you know what? I get it now. I done been to Albany. I've been to Albany so much. I can go to Albany down to the Capital District, park my car, and we can walk around. And I'm talking to people and getting greeted by people just like I lived in Albany. Like I was born and raised up on the Capital District. I move around like that. And but I know how it works there. I know what goes on. So I'm looking at what's happening out here. I'm like, nah. I got a bunch of newspaper articles. This one of the things I was doing in the pen, right? I was saving newspaper articles. These are newspaper articles, a whole bunch of them. These are from the town. These are from the Democratic Chronicle. These are going back in 2005, 2004, 2001, stuff like that there. And they dealing with the same issues that they were dealing back then, right now. I mean, I got articles here where a group of kids done ran up in a house and did something. A woman implicates her brother on the Fillmore Street issue. I mean, articles, things just like that, but every time they present it like, oh, it's a brand new problem.
But it's really not.
No, it's not. It's not. And then what they do is they present their solutions like they brand new also. But they're really not.
All right. So
they're really not.
What made you want to be an assemblyman? And like what can assemblymen do? Like last week I went through the job of the city council and what they can do as far as locally, as far as zoning, and when the people need to go to somebody, they can find their councilman for their neighborhood and tell them to pass the word for when they go on in their meetings. And then there's the other 5 assembly people that's over the 4, that's over the district, that speaks for them. So I told them if they can't find them 4, these 5, you could find those 5 and tell them the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to build an avenue for the people. And I was wondering, where do the assemblymen come in the pyramid of local government? You have the mayor, you have the assemblyman, you have the city council, you have all these people. Where do the assemblymen come in on this pyramid?
The assemblyman is on the state side. This first off is on the state side.
Oh, okay.
All right. And what they do is the assembly person in the assembly is 150 members. There's 150 assembly people. All right. And the 150 they broken down into districts, and each person has a vote. The main role of assemblymen is creating laws. They create laws. They amend laws. They change laws. But that's not the extent of it. It's a whole lot more. They make laws. They do this in committees. They work on the budget. They help with the budget, make sure the budget is passed and all the different things they need in the budgets. They're supposed to help. They're supposed to help the local governments get the things that they need that the state has to offer them, and help make life easier in the local communities also. They're there to help people with issues that they have that the local governments can't help them with. They represent the community in Albany. They represent the community in Albany. They make sure that what happens in Monroe County or in the district that Rochester falls under doesn't negatively affect the district that I'm in right now, and vice versa. So it kind of puts the state, and it breaks the state up in a whole bunch of pieces like a puzzle. And then it puts us in a position where we have to work together and negotiate a rule that's going to affect everybody in a way that doesn't hurt anybody.
So you, as Wayne County, will have to talk to our assemblymen, or y'all will meet in the same places. Put it like that.
Yep. The one of the things that they should be doing, and this is the problem, bro. This is the problem that they have right now. Because everybody's so divided. You got Republicans on this side, Democrats on this side, and they don't want to work together. What you have going on right now, especially in New York, you have what they call a supermajority. All right, and a supermajority is the New York State legislature. Is so many of them that's of one party that they can do what the hell they want to do. Ain't nobody going to oppose. Ain't nobody there to oppose them because there's so many of them that they have the majority in New York State. The majority in every state in the union, the majority rules.
Right.
So because they have, and what I mean by supermajority is what makes them super is you can be a regular majority. You can be it's just more. It's more Democrats than there is Republicans. But a super majority is there's more Democrats in the assembly, and there's more one party in the assembly, and there's more of the same more some people party in the Senate. And when you put them together, they both make up the biggest group in the legislature. So what ends up
on both
happening of the
sides.
two of the 213 members of the New York State Legislature, what ends up happening, let's say a bill gets passed, gets put in place, and the Democrats say, I want to do this. Because I keep using the Democrats because the Democrats are the supermajority right now. They're running everything in Albany. All right.
Right.
I'm just pointing that out. So let's say the Democrats want to do a law on whatever, and the Republicans don't want to. It's only like 30, 40 something Republicans right now in New York State Assembly versus 110 or something like that Democrats. So let's say the Democrats pass something, the Republicans don't agree with it, and it goes to the Senate. So then the Senate, they pass it. So now you got the Assembly passed it and the Senate passed it, but the Republicans still don't agree with it, and the governor don't agree with it. Now, this is where supermajority comes in at. If it was a regular majority, if the governor said no, she do what they call a veto. A veto is another fancy word for no. And the governor sends it back. Now, what's supposed to happen is the party that wants this to stay in place, they need to get 2/3 of the members of the Senate, of the House, the whole House, 2/3 of them to vote with them. What makes them super is they don't need to go get it because they already got it.
Right.
They already got that number. So if the governor says no, they can go back in the committee and say, you know what y'all say? They say, let's keep it going. And the governor just got to say, oh, okay, well, it got overturned. And that's a hell of a negotiating power.
Mm-hmm.
When you
That's
have that
just the
type of
state,
control.
right?
Yeah, that's on the state level. That's on the state level. It's like, listen, here's
Oh,
a
wait.
comparison.
I was gonna say I said that because I wanted you to break this down like I heard you do it in your video. Why they would call it a house. I understood it because I listened to it 3 times. I was like, that was very clever how you put that, and it was well explained. How there's
Okay.
a house and there's a floor, and there's
Yep,
these people
yep,
on this floor, and these
yep,
people makes the house. And
yep.
that's when you put in the veto person, and it all makes sense. Can you do a short version of that?
Yeah. Of course. If you look at our government like a house, like a two-story house, upstairs, downstairs. In every house, there's more rooms downstairs than there is upstairs. You usually don't go into a one-family house where upstairs you have 15 rooms and downstairs there's only 2. Usually there's more rooms downstairs than there is upstairs. All right, so let's look at our house just like that. The downstairs, the lower floor of the house, we'll call that the assembly. All right, they have more rooms, 150 rooms. The upstairs, we'll call that the Senate. They have less rooms. They only have 63 rooms. That's 63 legislators in there. So there's 150 downstairs, and then there's 63 upstairs, and then you put them all together, and the thing that puts them together, we'll call that the executive branch, that the frame of the house, we'll call that the executive, and that's the governor. So the governor oversees the whole house, but within the house, you have a lower house, which is the assembly, and an upper house, which is the Senate. And there's 150 rooms or assemblymen, and there's 63 upper apartments or rooms upstairs, which is called the Senate or senators. But then the whole house sets on a foundation. That foundation keeps the house balanced and makes sure everything's sturdy and the house don't fall over, or if the wind blow, it don't roll down the road or whatever. And that foundation we'll call it the judiciary, the court. And the role of the court is to keep the house balanced, keep everything right and exact in the house. So no one that's within the house gets abusive and do something they ain't got no business doing. So the court is the foundation. The governor is the frame that holds the house together. When you enter the house, the lower floor, that's the assembly, and the upper floor, we'll call that the Senate. And the Senate is 63, and downstairs is 150 for a total of 213 members. All it takes to make something happen is you have the majority of legislators. That 213 number, if you have the majority on your side, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. And ain't nobody
Like
gonna
the
say nothing to you.
Democrats got.
And that's what the Democrats got. And that's what and that's not, listen, and honestly speaking, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But it becomes a bad thing when you get abusive with it.
Right.
And this is how we get jammed up. Because the overwhelming majority of the members in the downstairs of the House and Assembly, a large number of them are in New York City. So here's what you have. Let's take Monroe County. I'm going to represent one small portion of Monroe County, which is Webster. Another person is going to represent the rest of Monroe County. All right. So if Monroe County needs something done, they got me and there's one other person going there and saying, "Come on, help us out, help us out, help us out." Now, if Kings County, which is another name for Brooklyn, if they want something done, or if Queens County wants something done, or if Long Island County wants, or Suffolk County wants something done, or any of the 5 in New York City want something done, they have between 15 and 30 people going there asking for it.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a lot of people in each district. Because one district in New York, because remember what they did was take a city block and just start stacking it up 30, 40 stories. And each story represents a block. All the people that's on the second floor is the same going all the way up to the top of that building. So the numbers of representatives is based on population size. So the more your population you have in one area, the more representatives you're going to have in that area. So you're going to get what you want because you got enough people to go vote for it. See, our problem, especially where I live at in the 130th, our problem is the people that control the 130th have been controlling the 130th almost since its inception, since it's been going. And those people, unfortunately for them, they haven't controlled the assembly since 1975. So since 1975, the people that represent the 130th district, they've been just going there, just going along with whatever happens. Because they haven't really had a voice unless they can find some way to negotiate. Because again, we know the structure of it, we know what it does, but the magic is in how it does it.
Right.
That's where the work is done. The work isn't anybody. Somebody put together a bill. We get some sponsors, some people to go along with it. They call them sponsors. People that agree with you, they call them sponsors. You get some people to sponsor with you, and then those sponsors, those people that they call them co-sponsors, they can go out and they can get some more people to help sponsor. And the more sponsors you get on the bill, the more likely it is going to get to be able to pass faster. So what ends up happening? So what ends up happening is you end up with a place like here where I live at, where the person who's representing us can say whatever the heck they want to say. They can promise you the moon, because at the end of the day, they can't deliver.
Okay. So I had a question that goes to that. Part of the question was, is there a term on an assemblyman?
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay. So let's just say we vote somebody in, right?
Yep.
We got Mr. Johnson. He our man. He, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We loved him. We sent him in there. And then he ain't doing what we asked for. He done went there and done turned coat on us. You know what I'm saying? We don't see him no more. He campaigned and we seen him. We shook our hand, kissed the babies and everything. Then he got in there and we ain't seen him no more. We went to his office, was like, yo, listen, we need you to make a law because these people over here won't let us buy beer on Sunday and we want to party. We want to have a good time. And he's like, yo, okay, we should be able to buy beer on Sundays in this city. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go down there and see what they say. But that's just saying on a slight line, because you said they make laws. So
right.
We send him to do what we want. Everybody in the town, the county, everybody agree. And he never get the job done. So how do we get him out of there? We find the next candidate, or at first you answered the question, because I was going to say, do the committee push him out in time, or do we vote another person in? You answered the question, though. You said, it's a vote. It gets 2 years.
But But
Okay.
that's the easy answer. That's the easy answer. Me running as a candidate running for office, I should be telling you exactly that's what you do. You
Oh,
vote them
okay.
out. That's what you should do. That's what I should be telling you. But that ain't what I'm finna tell you though. See, this is America. They have a thing called civil disobedience. You can come protest me. You can come lobby. You can come lobby me. You can come lobby against me. You can come. You can expose me. You can expose my corruption to the media. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do to make me listen.
Mm.
You don't have to just take it and say, well, next term I'll just vote him out. Because guess what's going to happen? When it gets close to the next term, you know what's going to happen? All I'm going to do?
He
I'm
gonna
going to
be
start
back
selling your
again.
dreams again.
Right.
I'm going to start selling your dreams again. That's what we got going on. All the leaders, all the elected officials are telling you, well, if you don't like what I'm doing, just vote me out. Nah, I ain't going to tell you that. I'm going to say, no, you can protest me. You can
Wow.
lobby against me. You can embarrass me. You have the right to do that. This is America, bro.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Shoot, listen. If you don't think you can embarrass, if y'all don't, I'm speaking directly to the people that's listening out there. If you don't think you can embarrass me, how the hell you think Donald Trump got where he at? Because he know they everybody on that side of the aisle with him know he will embarrass them.
Right.
So they leave him alone.
Right.
He don't even
Right.
got to show up
Right.
for debates and winning. He can do what he want to do.
Cause
He stole.
he walked like that too. He walked like he
Yeah,
knows
he's
something on
flexing.
everybody. That's
Yeah,
how
he's
he moved
flexing
too.
hard. He flexing hard, ain't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
You're
flex.
right.
Listen, let's keep it gutted. Keep it to like this. This where we at the streets. I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be a different type of candidate. I'm gonna be a different type of politician. We're gonna keep it to the streets. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be so street that I ain't gonna be professional. I ain't gonna do that. That's dumb. But what I will do is say, listen, what we're missing in the place is people that are not afraid to speak truth to power.
I asked that because we let politicians get away with all kind of stuff, man. We just sit on our hands like just like you said. Well, yep. And that's what I assumed. Oh, we're gonna have to wait, man, and have to now we gotta sit and let him do what he do for these last year and a half, and then we gotta get him out of there.
Ooh.
I always wonder how do you hold them accountable while they're in there to at least motivate them to do what we ask them to do.
Man, there's so many groups, especially in Rochester, right? There's so many groups that's involved with this stuff. There's citizens action. There's so many groups that's tucked away in different little corners out there that's fighting for change. We see this all the time. We see this happening all the time. Why we take this position is just we haven't been really involved in the process. But we really know. We see this all the time. These people these people will protest. They show up to the school board raising hell. They be out to these people's houses. Look what they did to the judge. What's the name? Letitia. They ran her all the way out to private practice.
Mm.
They look how they broke Lovely down.
Right, right, right.
They will embarrass you until you'll be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm out.
That's a fact. Because a friend of mine had a conversation with her, and he said she sound defeated.
Yeah,
You know
she
what I
out
mean?
here.
And he was on the verge of saying, "Yo, won't you try again? And won't you come back?" He was like, "Yo, before I could even get to that point, he was like, yo, she ain't with it."
I see she out here handling cases out here.
Mm.
I mean, it's good. That's too much know-how to be dealing with petty little cases in little small town courts out here in Wayne County.
So should
But
leaders of the community? Okay, look, I was checking your videos, and you were saying that you pop up at places and town hall meetings and things like that.
yeah,
That shows a sign that you are involved. And I was going to ask you what you think about leaders or people that want to be in office that never be at anything. It just be them same people sitting up there at the desk looking at their watch, letting the people talk for a little while, and then they out the door. And that was it. Nothing happened. They just let them talk to exercise their throat and voice. And then nothing happened. They give them 60 seconds, let them
Yep.
yell and go crazy, and
Yep.
then they just sitting there looking like, man, did you pay my parking? Did you? They
Because
just looking like that.
you talk about you talk about the people who doing things for show. They a lot of the thing about government. The one thing that we got to understand about government, that there's different levels to this shit. Excuse my language, but
Right.
there's different levels to this. All right. People do different things. There's different types of groups. There's different type of meetings. Now, some meetings are just sitting. When you go to the meeting, like I go to like town board meetings, all right, or county board meetings. Like you got Monroe County, they have the county supervisors meetings, those the legislative meetings. Go to those meetings, right? At those meetings right there, that the only purpose of that meeting is for them to tell you what they're trying to do and get your feedback. They give you 3 minutes for you to get your feedback out, what you think about it. But you got to ask them permission to talk about it first. So those meetings are to tell you what they've already done. A lot of people go to those meetings and think, oh, we finna go in and make a change right here. No, no. That's the informative meeting. That's when
What?
we saying, hey,
What? Wait. Hold on. See,
yeah,
during my interviews, I take notes.
you
You know what I'm
must
saying?
yes. Fact check me, bro.
No, it ain't that. I take notes so I would know in case someone
Okay,
asks me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yeah.
which meeting is that? Where they finna tell you what's finna happen?
Let's say where they all come together. Where they all we'll keep it on a smaller level, like a school board meeting.
Okay.
Let's take it on a school board meeting, something small like that. All those meetings work the same. The school board meeting, the county legislative meeting, the town supervisors meeting, all of them, they work the same way. They done came up to a decision already. They met in what they call in committee. They met in committee. And the committee does the work. The committee hashes out all the differences and all the technicalities of this thing. And then they have a secretary, somebody compile it all in a report. Then they take that report and they submit that to the whole body. And then the whole body reads that report, and then they say, okay, we'll accept it or we'll reject it. If they accept it, they put it on the agenda to be talked about in front of the people. If they reject it, they send it back to committee, and then they got to rewrite it. Now, once committee rewrites it, they'll send it back to the board again. The board says, oh, yeah, we accept this, and they'll put it on the agenda. Now, when the agenda comes, that's when the school board meets. And then they're going, well, on the agenda is we have a guy who's going to come in and they want to talk about new computers and so forth and so on. And we just want to inform you all of what they're going to be doing and what their technology is all about. We're going to give them the opportunity to give a presentation. And they'll stand up there and they'll give you a presentation on this Chromebook and how this Chromebook works and what it'll do for you and all that kind of stuff and how it benefits your child and so forth and so on and how good it is. Now, the only reason they'll do that is because when it's time to vote, you got to feel informed. Or if it's something where you got to vote that they pay for, a resolution of, they call that a resolution of some sort, where the board wants to do something, but they want to make sure that the people agree with it first. So they'll put it in the form of a resolution. Now they'll take it out there and they'll vote on it, and then we'll vote and yep. And they say, oh, it's passed. And a lot of times it's like that's what happens with the budget. The budget, they'll sit back and they'll work up all those numbers. And then when you hear about the budget, they're saying the city of Rochester budget is $370 billion. And you be like, what? That's a lot of money. But you don't know how it became that. So you go to the meeting and you raise hell. That meeting you go to, my dude, and everybody listen, that meeting you go to is only there to inform you and to get your opinion of it. That's it. Now, if you want to be involved in the changes, you got to get in the committee. Sometimes if you want to be involved in the writing of the thing, you got to get in a committee. You got to go to a special meeting. You got to do those type of things. You got to go out to your legislator's house, to your school districts, or to your school board member's office, and you got to sit down with them and you got to talk with them. You got to say, listen, this is what I think. I will show up to my representative's house. I will show up to not his house, his office. I will show up to his office in Albany. I will show up to his office out here. I'll run into him in the store. If I see him at Wegmans, say, yo, hey, come here, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. I'll email them. I'll call them. I'll get involved.
So who was these representatives in that
Well,
committee?
now each area has different ones. Like for let's say we'll
I
take
mean
Monroe
the
County.
ones that do the city, the budget, the city.
The
Like if we
same
was
people.
like, if we was like, like you said, they come out and they want to show us what we think is new, but they
Yep.
already done discussed.
Yep. Each leader is on a committee. Each representative, assembly person, senator, town supervisor, all they're on a committee. Now the committee is for example, you can get involved and you can get on the committee. You can get you got to go down and ask and present yourself, and you got to go through their whatever procedures they have, and you can get put on the committee, and you can be at the table when the decision is made. Because at the end of the day, the only one that's going to really report out is the chairperson. That's who's going to actually report out. But y'all, you can be part of the conversation and part of doing it. A lot of times they have special meetings. I've been on special committees. I've been on special committees where they've done this type of stuff. We, like for example, I was on a committee that a special group that worked on what they call for schools DASA, the anti-bullying laws. They did a law. They changed the rules they call it the Crown Act. They created a law that was supposed to help protect girls' hair. It was specifically protecting black girls' hair. I got on that committee. And I met with all those women and all them people. I know we met monthly. We met like once or twice a month, and we talked about that. And what I did was I made sure they understood that girls aren't the only ones with braids. We have little boys that run around with braids. They got cornrows, and they be getting picked on, and teachers be saying things to them, and coaches be wanting them to cut their hair and all types of different things. So we got to protect their hair too.
Right.
And so they added that to it. See, because the law get passed, then they'll send it to a committee to work out what they call guidance document, the document that says how they do it. See, that's why I say the assembly person makes a law, the senator makes a law, the governor does an executive order, but the how they do it is where the work is at. And that's the part
Man.
where I've been running into those roadblocks at. That's where I've been saying, you know what, hold on, I got to get involved in this here process where the law is written and make sure that I can, because one of the other things that the assembly person does or legislator does is they keep people in check too. They make sure that things are going the way it's supposed to go. For example, let's say I win. Because any assembly, any legislator can do this right now. They on the state level. They won't do it though. Some of them do, but not many will. They can go into a correctional facility and check and see what's going on. They can go into the prison and see what's going on. They can show up, beep, and go and get this. It's customary that they call them ahead of time and let them know they're coming, but they don't have to. See when I told you about that discretion?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See how they'll
yeah,
use it?
yeah.
They'll use it when it's convenient.
That's a fact.
They'll use it when it's convenient.
Listen, man. This has been very informative, man. I've learned a lot, man. I like to learn things, man. This was this was
Yeah.
I understand it a lot more. There's a lot of avenues that I see where the people have more of a power than they
Yes.
think they have.
Yes, we do.
But it takes for them to get up and walk in certain doors.
Yep. 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 You know,
So
if I can say this, my dude, if I can say
yeah,
this, this is I give this example this way intentionally. I'm not being accidentally when I do this. It's kind of like what we do at church. We go to church and we let the preacher read the Bible and tell us what it say, and then we say we following God.
right.
But then our life don't get no better. We wonder why, because we don't have the instructions.
Right.
We ain't did the work ourselves. So all we know how to do is go and ask somebody to do it for us. And those people that's been entrusted to do it for us, they've proven that they ain't gonna do it the way it's got to be done.
Mm. You sound like you preaching. You've been preaching for the last 20, 30 minutes, man.
Hey man, listen, that's what it's
Tell you,
about.
man. Yeah, yeah. We need you up there, man. We need you. We need you over there, anywhere. If you had to come over here and get in, man, because listen, I've ran into our people that lead.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell us nothing.
Nah. Listen, my dude. If a person that's a leader, right, that wants to be your leader, he's gonna tell you how to check him when he's not doing right. Because he's interested in helping you, not in helping himself.
Right.
So if you got a leader that tells you that you can't check him, why should they be your leader?
He playing
Why should they
right. He
represent you?
playing God. He
Yeah.
playing God with your time.
Nah. I'm gonna start out by letting you know, listen, this is how you keep me honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm
You
gonna
can't.
run it back to you because I need you to get in that position. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Here's a quick question for you.
All right.
What do you think about people in office that um party over policy? You know how
If you look
some
at if you
people, even a lot of people that vote, be party over policy.
Yep, yep. You look at see my banner behind me there?
Yeah.
See, it's got blue in it, but if it goes as you go that way with it, it's got purple in it.
Right.
That's my color, purple. I'm not blue or red. I'm purple. When you put blue and red together, you got purple. I agree with some of the stuff that Republicans say, and I agree with some of the stuff that Democrats say. I don't agree with shit that neither one on far ends of it say.
Fact.
If you way over here on the Republican side, you way over here on the Democratic side, I ain't got time for that. Because that ain't where the majority of the people live. That ain't where the majority of people live. The majority of people live in closer to the middle. We may lean
Right.
one side or the other, but shoot, we ain't. I don't. I sit back and I will say it running for office, and I'll say it publicly. Donald Trump is an idiot, but he didn't do everything wrong.
That's how I lean. I
He
lean for
didn't
the
do everything.
policy. I lean for the
Yeah,
policy. If you got the policy that I agree with more than the
yep.
other person, I don't care what your party is. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do this. I don't have to vote for that whole party down the whole list.
No, no,
A lot of people think that
no.
too.
Listen, some of them. I'm a history buff. I'm a history buff. I study history, not just regular old history, but I study history. My biggest study is religious histories. I love
Me
studying the
too.
history of religions. And there's one common ground that they all have. In fact, every one of them, every last one of them said the same thing. Their prophet or whoever had to come to them to change them because they were stuck in doing what their fathers were doing. They said, "Why you do that?" Well, that's what we always did.
Right.
And then their higher power, their God or whatever they called them, had to intervene on them. Or had to intervene. In some cases, it was so bad he had to wipe them out and start all over. Because we get entrenched into doing what our fathers did,
Right.
and we don't want to change because that's what our people did. That's the problem. That's why we got that nasty N word floating around so much because we always did it. Nobody see anything wrong with it. Why? Because it's always been there,
Right.
and we can't
Okay.
shake it.
All right. If I was living in your district
Hmm.
and I knew what was going on, what would you change?
What would I change? I give you a
Yeah.
voice. I give you a voice. I give you a voice. If you got a good idea, I don't need to know how to do everything.
No,
I
I
know how
mean
to do
like
the.
when you look at the layout of what's
Yeah,
going on, of where
yeah,
you're going,
yep.
where do you
First,
think what's your opinion on what's going on already? And where would you
all right.
stand there and be like, yo, listen, I think we need to do this different.
Well, I'm not gonna give you a whole lot because there's people be watching. They like to take ideas and stuff.
I dig
I
that.
do
I
got
dig
somebody
that.
that's running against me. He would love to hear my ideas. Don't think he don't follow me.
I
All right,
respect that. I respect that.
but I'm gonna give you because
Okay,
it's
no,
fair.
I'm gonna change it then, so
It's a
you
fair
won't have to
question.
give out the secret.
No, it's
I
a fair
kind of know
question
the
though.
answer. No, I'm gonna change
Okay.
it, so you don't have to give
Right.
out the game. Listen, because I want you to do what you need to do. I can
Right.
feel you. I was gonna say, in other words, if I was in your district, why would I vote for you?
For one, you vote for me because my history shows. Look at my history. It shows that I've been doing nothing but considering what needs to be done in my community, and I've been doing it out of my own pocket if I have to. I'll go to work and I'll invest in you out of my pocket from what I work with because I want to make sure you do right. I want to make sure you got that opportunity. If you got a problem, everybody out here that knows me know call James.
Mm.
We're gonna see what's happening. If I don't know if I don't know myself, I know the people, and I can get it done. I can get you where you need to get to. If we can't get the problem, if I can't get the problem solved, I'm gonna work on it, getting the issue that caused the problem solved. So
Okay.
vote for me, not because you tired of the other dude. You don't see where you're going. Don't vote for me because I'm your friend. I'm cool. I'm black or anything like that. Vote for me because I'm one of the only people out there that really care about us. That's going to be that's in this area that's running right now. That's trying to get this position. I care. I understand the issues. I know what they're doing because I'm in the rooms with them.
Mm-hmm.
I done been there. I done sat down and talked with them. I know what's going on. I know where the problems live at. I go to Albany. I can walk around over there and talk to people. I was listen. I was just in Albany a few weeks ago. I'm there a lot. I go there.
Right.
I go there, and I got friends there. I can call people. I can talk to people. I can negotiate. I can help get things done. I'm not going to be one that sit back and say we're not going to do it because they won't let us,
Mm.
or I don't agree with it. I don't have to agree with it. If it's something that's best for us, sometimes, right, a parent will do for their child. And I'm not saying that I'm anybody's parent and anybody's my child, but we got to understand this here whole process is like a family structure.
I
All right.
feel it. The love. It's the
And
love of it.
yeah. So if I care, I may do something for you that bothers me personally, but I know it's better for you.
Mm. Okay, folks. To wrap this up, because you done
Mm-hmm.
gave, I ain't even had to go through the rest of the stuff, man, because you was on, man. You was really on and very informative. And it's like to wrap it up, man. Just let the people know, man. First of all, where is the websites, how they can reach you, how they can contact you, tell them to get ready for the voting, tell them to what to vote you in and do all the run the whole spill. You can end it. Just run the whole spill. Just let them know. Walk us out.
Well, first and foremost, you get hold of me. Listen. I'm gonna do it just like this. You can text me at 585-284-7926. 585-284-7926. You can text that number. All right, that's a way to get a hold of me. You text me that number, and I'll send you a virtual a virtual hi hello card, my digital card that has all my contact information on the website, the email, the phone number, the everything down from the Facebook to the TikTok. It's all on there. How you donate, how you get involved with me. It's all on that. Text me, just send me a text or go to my page because I shared this page. Follow this page to my page, and then go to my campaign page and send me a message. That's how he got the easiest way to get hold of me is the same way that you got hold of me. See, just hit
Hmm.
me up. I'm going to respond.
You did
I'm going to respond. Let's use out
right
the.
back.
I could say okay. You email me. You can email me at James_Schuler at Yahoo. Use my name James_Schuler at Yahoo. You can email me there. You go to my website, James Schuler. It's Schuler, the number 4, New York State Assembly, NYS Assembly at MailChimp.com.
Hmm.
That's another one. You can get, or you can just, like I say, text me on that number 585-284-7926. Hit me up on Facebook through my name, James Schuler. Find me on Facebook at James Schuler for New York State Assembly. On TikTok, on Instagram, on X, all that. I'm on all the
I'm on
social.
there.
I'm
You
on
on
all.
there right now with me?
Yep. Well, I'm there. Just look me up, find me right there, and hit me up, and we'll sit down. We'll chop it up. I'm gonna be that legislator that you can connect with. You can just reach out to you, just call, say what up. I'm gonna say, chilling. What you doing? Hold on, let me finish this meeting. I'll call you back.
It's
That
good to
type.
have people like that, man. So when we voting?
We vote in November. November. If you live in Webster, now listen. This is what I want to put out there. If you live in Webster and you live in Phillips Village, we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
I'll be
talk.
out there.
We need to talk. I need to talk to y'all, man. We need to talk. If
Like
you
a
live in
hood out
Webster,
there.
we need to talk. We need to talk. Cause Webster got some issues, man. Webster, listen, my people's in Webster, they got issues over. They fighting over things. They fighting over things in Webster that they shouldn't be fighting over, like ambulance services. Nothing, bro. We need ambulance. We need ambulance. They shouldn't be fighting over ambulance services. They should have that. That's something that need to be put. That's something that need to be put in place. They should be arguing without. They shouldn't be having personality clashes over stuff like that. That shouldn't be happening.
Could I sneak in Webster and vote for you?
Ooh, oh yeah. Man, listen. See, you shouldn't have said nothing, man. You should just did it.
Nah.
You just
But
put it up,
man.
I gotta tell you no.
Listen, man. That's dope, though, man. See, that's the honesty. You ain't say that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? See, you did. You passed the test. That was my test right there. You didn't know it. That was my test, the honesty test.
No, I ain't
but yo,
listening,
man, you can come back before November. Anytime you got an idea or something going on, if something happening in the legislature or something change up there, you can always come back and say, yo, listen, I need to tell the people something. I was in Albany and I'm sure y'all will be affected over there. So I'm gonna come on and before the vote, come on in.
Yes.
Remind
I'm gonna stay in contact with you. We're definitely gonna chop it up more than this. But listen, for those, I need y'all to do me one aside though. I need y'all to go on and check out Communities Not Cages. Go check out the webpage Community Not Cages, because they got some brothers out there that's fighting to get brothers out of penitentiary that can help us in the community and make room for the ones that want to throw rocks at the penitentiary and get them come on out here. They're communities not cages. Check that out, right? Check that out.
Right.
Communities Not Cages. Check that site out.
When
and
you
hit
come
me up
in the
anytime.
city,
Huh?
when you come in the city, I got a partner you should get with. His name is Michael Powell. He do the RCDC 17. It's a reentry program. He do a lot of other things besides that. You know what I'm saying? He a good young brother, man, and he ran for city council before. But you know, they kind of tried to do the lovely thing, started digging in his past, doing all kind of craziness. You know what I mean? Because he had did a little time.
Yeah.
You know
But listen, my dude, plug us up. But understand if you brothers got felonies and all that kind of stuff, that don't. I did 10 joints.
He did a lot, but he came out and got on a path. And this young man been positive. He was like one of the youngest from my neighborhood, and all I seen was I support him. I'm behind him. I do his videography for his lectures and things like that. He's somebody you want to be behind. Not you personally, but in the heart, this young brother for real. He's for real.
Okay.
He's a good dude.
Most young brothers I've seen today it's just they got a lot of stuff. Please plug us up, my dude. If we don't do this together, man. If we don't do this together, it ain't gonna get done right.
That's a fact.
It ain't gonna get done right. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And remember, this whole government thing is like a house.
Right.
It's like a house, and we divided amongst us. It's divided amongst itself right now. And anything divided amongst itself can't stand. That's my 2 cents right there. I'm gonna leave it like that because I know you got to go.
Nah, because you know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it short and sweet. So when you come back, they're gonna say you got more information. You know what I'm saying?
As I will.
So this was nice, man. We're gonna say peace for now, man. You know. All right, y'all. Everybody that attended, thank y'all. That was dope. Thank you, James, for coming through, giving us the information. We all was well informed. Like I said, last week we did city council. Now we did assemblyman, and y'all. I couldn't have asked you for that much information, my man. But it was well worth it and explained, you know. And we
No
all
doubt,
thank
no
you,
doubt,
man. We
no doubt,
appreciate it, man.
no doubt.
Even if it
Remember, Schuler for 130th, 130th. That's us. Let's do
was.
this. We don't do this. You see
All
it. You
right, my
finna do it.
man.
All right,
Peace.
y'all. Peace.
All right.